down safe. But at this point, our options are limited. There's no road leading to this little bluff, so the driver isn't coming. We can pack it up and hoof back up the hill, which will be hard and time-consuming. Or we could cowboy up and run a good 50 meters, slightly uphill, in order to relaunch the wing and glide down to a street. By now, the cops and military bases have probably heard what we're up to. We better get out of here, or we'll have a lot of explaining to do.
Run. Towards the stupa.
I'm exhausted to the point of delirium. Paragliding shouldn't be this hard.
There we go.
The run-to-fly ratio wasn't favorable.
I can't believe it. Keep running. We're almost there. Keep running. Yep. Keep running. You're good. Okay. We're good. We're okay. Might be a bit of a tricky landing here. Go right. I'm gonna bring it right in on this road.
But we got to the road.
Yeah.
And as long as the driver arrives before the authorities do, we'll make a clean escape.
It was hard running up that hill, keeping it stable, especially as out of breath as I was at this altitude. So when we came off, just as we were stepping off, it dinked a little bit, but it was kind of a do or die. And I was like, let's do it. Let's go for it. But when we did come off, it's like a pendulum, you see, and the wing was a little bit like that, and we were a little here. So as soon as we launched, we swung back underneath the pendulum, and that's what created that speed and that diving sensation. Oh, I need some water!
I quickly give the wing a sloppy fold and stuff it into the bag. And we were never here.
We decided to creep a little higher up the mountain. So the plan is, this is the highest road in the world actually. It goes up to Kardungla Pass, the highest pass in the world. And we've stopped about halfway up the road. We're probably at 13,000 and change right now. We're gonna launch off from this slope and down into the river valley, maybe swoop over some of those little farm abodes and paddies, cut back and land on the dirt road. You cannot see the power lines from the air. You can just see the poles and connect the dots. But sometimes there'll be a tree growing right by the pole. So we're gonna choose a safe route, a little more of a rough landing, but no risk of telephone wires, electrical poles.
I was so dehydrated after our last flight with that huge run off the cliff that I apparently became mad as a hatter at the pack-up stage. I must have thrown the swing every which way but loose before getting it in the bag. Now, pulling out a rat's nest of tangled lines, I have to deal with a crazy man's handiwork. And it's pissing me off. Working tangles out of your lines is as much fun as getting your teeth picked over in the dentist's chair. I'm thirsty, hot, and off balance on this steep grade.
One thing lines love to do, if you're a fisherman or paraglider or work with ropes in any sense, you know, they just have a tendency to want a knot. If you take off with a knot, the dynamic of how your weight is pulling on the glider has changed. Maybe one area has tied up because of the knot, it's shortened. So now it's pulling to that side and you might list to that side. Ideally, you've got a nice grassy field, a 5 to 10 mile an hour wind where I can just pull it up, look at everything and drop it back down. But right now we've got about a 2 mile an hour wind. And as you can see, it's a a steep, rocky slope, it's hard to get your foothold. So I don't have the luxury of pulling it up. I've got to kind of eyeball it as the lines are snaking through the dirt and these rocks, and make sure we've got a safe layout before we take off.
There's absolutely nothing ideal about this site. The slope is rocky, the landing is no wind and rocky, and the bailouts, well, there are no bailouts. But I'm launching early to avoid rip-roaring updrafts, and there's a soft wind in our face. It ain't the bunny slope, but it's not a black diamond either. If we're gonna get a half-decent flight in lay, this is the moment.
Relax, relax, relax. We're totally fine, that's fine. We are coming in hot, aren't we? Oh, it's gonna be a little hot.
जब चाहो ऑन हो जाओ, एपिक ऑन चलाओ, available across all devices.